Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the mailman who's off today. Yes, I am off today. Good morning, everybody. Rise and grind. Yes, it's still a grind. It's always a grind. I kind of think it's a grind, but it's a good grind when you're off. You don't have to deal with all the BS at work. So we're going to enjoy the day off. Maybe take a relaxed day. Um, just want to cover video. I want to kind of put a bow on this week. Jerry Jones has come out. Listen, the bottom line is this, and we could get caught up in everything, really. We could get caught up in how bad Dallas Cowboys are losing, and I get it. I get it. People are upset. They're not a good team at times. They are a good team at times. I'm not going to say great. Not a Super Bowl team. But really, if you're asking me, would I like to be 6-0? Sure, I would. I would like to be 6-0, but I already told everybody at the beginning of the year that if we were 6-0 or we got off to a great start, I'm not buying, I'm not buying it. It really doesn't matter. It all comes down to what you do in the playoffs. That's ultimately what it comes down to. Now, we may not get to the playoffs, and you have people say, oh, well, we suck so bad. Again, we got 3 wins, albeit against the Giants, Cleveland. But as you see, it's a week-to-week league. The Eagles beat Cleveland. Shout out. They got the job done. This isn't a hate the Eagles video because I honestly don't hate the Eagles. I root for the Cowboys. But they struggled against Cleveland. And the Eagles are a talented football team on offense. They got some weapons on defense, but I mean, Cleveland, it took them right down to the wire. Now, I would tell you this, you Cowboy fans, I'm not telling you to go to the games. I'm not telling you to buy merchandise. I'm not telling you to do anything. But I will tell you, I've been through a rough time lately with losing people, childhood friends and like brothers. My brother's been passed away for years, so it wasn't a brother, but it was like a brother who's been part of the family. Enjoy the games, people. I know nobody wants to enjoy the Detroit debacle, but again, and a Detroit fan got mad at me. I did not wish injury upon Aiden Hutchinson. I was just saying, more alluding to the fact that when you pile on like Detroit did, at first I was upset about it, right? I was upset about it because they ran the tackle eligible 5 times. I mean, they didn't score on any of them. Again, this goes back to last year, and we reviewed it ad nauseum. Dallas covered the guy that the referee said was eligible. Whatever happened between the referee and the communication with the player, I don't know. I don't care. But that's last year. It's in the past. They throttled us. They embarrassed us. They wanted to embarrass us. And again, kudos. Dan Campbell, kudos. But I would say what goes around comes around, bro. I didn't mean the Aiden Hutchinson injury. I just mean you could do that, like if it's a Niner Cowboy. I mean, Detroit was never really our rival. But like I tell my Cowboy fans, we're everybody's rival. Nobody likes us, right? Nobody likes the fact that Dallas has talked about. Dallas and this Jerry Jones. I'm going to put a cap on this Jerry Jones thing. I'm not here to make another Jerry Jones video. I did one, and that's cool, But we're going to get to it. But we're going to put a cap on, and I'll put a bow and get ready for Week 7 because we will be streaming some Week 7 football this weekend. Not the Cowboys. We need a break. I think we all agree that we need a break from the Dallas Cowboys. But I would just tell the people that saying the season's over, say, well, listen, try and enjoy the season. This team, when healthy, is a pretty talented football team. On defense, it's going to be a struggle, even with Micah, D-Law, but we've already demonstrated that we could be dominant at times. And we're still in the meat of our our tough schedule. I don't think anybody in the NFC East, even if the Eagles' schedule is very easy, I don't think they're good enough to capitalize on week in, week out, unless they start playing really good on both sides of the football. So we'll see, but I just want people to enjoy it. Life's short. Enjoy week-to-week football. We can hammer them together. If they lose, we could go after them, and that's fine. We really can. But I would say it's not going to be as bad as people think. We will be in it for a while. Unless we lose the next 4, then we'll revisit this conversation. I have a sneaky suspicion with these veteran coaches that will not happen. We're not dealing with a Wade Phillips or a Jason Garrett. And again, just one last thing about the Lions. You got to keep in mind, the Lions have gone 60 years. They've never won a Super Bowl. Lions have never won a Super Bowl. So Lions fans on Sunday, or last Sunday, and I've picked them to possibly go to the Super Bowl, but in some realities, that is their Super Bowl. I'm not saying they can't get to the Super Bowl, but them scoring 47 points against Dallas and doing 5 tackle eligible plays and running the score up and embarrassing the Cowboys, and in a way, that was your Super Bowl, and that's fine. You haven't won one. Again, it's pretty sad. I feel bad for the Lions fans. We went to Detroit. I thought it was a great city, but you've never won a Super Bowl. You've never been talked about at the end of the year being the best. Some teams have won Super Bowls. There's like 12 teams in the whole NFL who've never had that feeling of at the end of the year, the last game played, you were considered the best. Dallas Cowboys, Super Bowl champions, times 5. That's why people hate Dallas. And it's been 29 years, for crying out loud. So keep that in mind. Detroit Lions are a frustrated franchise. They think they have a shot this year. And, I'm not going to say that they don't. I would just say when you do things like you did that on Sunday, just hope you don't play Dallas again. And Dallas isn't healthy because they're going to remember that. And you don't want to give these teams anything added. You saw what happened to Dallas. They had a chip on their shoulder. So again, that's all I meant by that. Didn't wish any injury. I didn't wish nothing on Aiden Hutchinson. Relax. I've said time and time. Anybody that watches my channel, I want everybody to be healthy. I want to play the Eagles at full. It's close to full. Nobody's full strength. I want to play the Eagles at close to full strength. If the Eagles beat us, I'll tip my cap. A good job. Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders have not beaten a team with more than one win at the time that they played them. So again, I was driving the train at the draft saying, I hope they don't get Jaden Daniels. I'm the one that said that they're going to have some excitement and they're going to be in the lead. Well, when I did the schedule prediction, I did not have them getting out to a good start. So they actually did well out of the gate. I think it's going to happen the opposite way, where they're going to peter off. But they're going to be in the mix the whole year. They're good. They're going to win 9 games at this point. Maybe 8 or 9 wins. I don't think they're going to win more. I mean, can they? Of course they can. We'll see. If Dallas keeps going in a tank and Eagles can't get their act together, they're going to beat both of us if we can't get our act together. I mean, I've said this to Eagle fans before. Washington always plays the Eagles well. Always. Just like we own the Giants, Washington plays us well. Eagles and Dallas, well, we beat up on each other. That's just a fact. You don't want to admit it, people, but the all-time record speaks for itself. We beat up on you, you beat up on us. We beat up on you, you beat up on us. Everybody, that's what's going to happen. And if you beat us twice, the tip of the cap. But we have too much talent for that when healthy. I think we're going to right the ship. I believe we're going to have a good game against the 49ers. I told everybody I'm not going to pick Dallas against the 49ers. I may have to do something drastic. I don't know what that means, but anyway, I want to just, if anybody that hasn't been on the planet Earth hasn't heard about Jerry Jones and what happened. Basically, he went on a local radio station in Dallas. Sean, RJ, Bobby. He went on their show and basically lost his shit. Lost his shit. Didn't want to be asked questions, threatened the job. Let's just put a bow on this, and then we'll talk about the upcoming week schedule real quick, and then we'll get out of here. So let's just put a bow on what Jerry is saying.
Jerry, there's been a lot of talk about execution. I think you've mentioned it here already. If the execution has become a problem to the extent that you get losses like the ones against New Orleans and Detroit, why are those players still the right ones for your team?
Well, first of all, where are you going to go to get any players? Seriously, where are you going to go to get any players for the next week against San Francisco? Now, number one, I've seen these players. I've seen every one of them execute like you want the plays to be executed and do their job within the role. That didn't happen the other day, and we paid the consequences for us. But I've seen the players do it. I know we have outstanding personnel, very outstanding personnel. We just made our quarterback the highest paid player in the NFL. We just topped the receiver list charts. So we made our bed relative to how we're going to approach with our key people with the team. We were shorthanded out there on defense, but everybody gets shorthanded. That's really not an excuse in the NFL. Your depth should step up there, and you should be able, if you can, to compensate to some degree. You can't compensate for the gap, so to speak, that we had between the way our offense played and the way we were supposed to play. Now, I want to give Detroit a lot of credit for that. They came after us and got after us, and they put guys on top of every offensive lineman you had, and they came at it and put the kind of pressure that gave Dak a lot of problems.
Big time.
Gave our running game a lot of problems. We've got to be able to handle that.
Jerry, I think the counter back when you said where are you going to get the players, you can't get them this week is, and you're aware of all the off-season topics.
Here
it comes, baby.
What is your damn counter?
My counter is...
I really want to know where you would go get it. Now, don't tell me about should gotten a guy in the off-season.
Why not?
This isn't a damn word argument just because I'm not arguing with you.
Wow.
I'm dealing with how we line up against San Francisco, not what I did wrong last week or last month or 2 months ago or 2 years ago. If I really gave you guys a list of all the things I've done wrong over the last few years, you could be on this program for the next 5 years steady and go over it. But every now and then you do some right things, and at the end of the day you add it up.
Oh, you want a cookie, Jerry?
A better spot than the wrongs.
Hold up. You want a cookie, Jerry? You want a cookie for doing some right things? Shit, a broken clock is right twice a day, right, Jerry? So, good job, Jerry. You've done a lot. You've done a lot for this franchise over the years. I'm not here to say you haven't, but lately, I don't know, the last 28 years, you've done little to nothing. You've pocketed your Super Bowls and then invested everything into your company, Jerry. You created the Dallas Cowboys into this multi-billion-dollar industry. You get to land on the practice field in your helicopter. You get to talk down to media members and threaten their jobs because you don't like the tone of their questions. You get to say, well, season tickets were re-upped in a rapid fashion. Yeah, you know what that's called, Jerry? That's a good investment because I know that people like to come to the Dallas Cowboys and see Jerry World, not necessarily for the product on the field, just to see the circus that is involved in doing so, okay? Everybody wants to come and see their team beat Dallas, like the Detroit Lions. You know how many Detroit Lions were in the stands last Sunday? A shit ton. And those said season ticket holders sold their tickets for at least 50% profit, Jerry. So that's why. But you've done a wonderful job, creating generational wealth for you, your family, for generations to come. It's just unbelievable what you've done for the Dallas Cowboys and the Jones family. Okay, the Jones. I got a 20-year-old son that never saw you do anything, Jerry. Now maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I've seen Dallas in 7 of the 8 Super Bowls. I don't remember the first one. I don't remember. I remember losing 2 against the Steelers. I don't remember beating Miami. Was it Miami, Denver? Denver. I don't remember beating Denver. So I've seen 6 of them. But maybe I'm wrong, Jerry. Am I wrong? But what I do know is my son hasn't seen a winner in 20 years. You've done nothing. You've done nothing but say you don't have any money, yet you're sitting there with $23 million in the bank. You got $23 million. You got the Jets going out getting Devontae Adams. They're out to a worse start than you were. You got Buffalo trading for Amari Cooper. They gave up a 3rd-round pick. I get it. He's making a little bit less money, a lot less money now than he was when we traded him. But we traded him 2 years for a 5th-round pick. So anyway, I'm going to let this man, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to let Jerry finish up. But just listen to his tone when he talks to Sean. Sean, RJ, Bobby, listen to his tone. This is what he thinks about you, me, and my 20-year-old son. He don't give 2 shits about what we think. He's going to do what he wants to do because he don't want to pay a coach without being on the sideline. He don't want to fire Mike McCarthy. Why? Because he's cheap. I know you think I'm crazy saying that. That's what it is. He didn't want to fire Jason Garrett when he was that lame duck. That don't work, Jerry. That don't work, Jerry. Just take a book out of Dave Dombrowski, and I'm a Phillies fan. Anyway, let's just get back and listen to the rest of this.
If you think for any minute right now, there'll be one Super Bowl champion. What did the others do wrong? There's one Super Bowl champion. And we want to be that champion. And I'm sure not throwing the towel in today because of what happened out there Sunday. But I'm not going to sit here and waste a lot of energy, a lot of time. Let's talk about what I should have done back in 1907 or 2017. Shit, Ben. Come on. I've got more time than that, and I actually don't even have time on this great show for looking back at decisions.
Okay. So, Jerry, 1970, a little different from this past off season in building the team we're talking about today.
Good question.
Which there was a lot of criticism that you guys didn't add, didn't spend, and don't add, and don't spend, and are not aggressive enough with some of the problems that are still haunting the Cowboys today that we see play out on the field. That's the point of talking about the offseason.
I remember those criticisms.
Listen to his tone. Listen to his tone.
So what?
Or are they playing out to be accurate?
What's your point?
You didn't do nothing.
My point is,
jerky.
it seems like
Listen, let me tell you what I'll do. About it. I will let us sit down and look at the decisions we've made over the last several years.
Or not made.
I'll look at it. Now, if you think I'm interested on a damn phone call with you over a radio, and sitting here and throwing all the good out with the dishwater, you have got to be smoking something over there this morning. I'm not. And I really don't, and I don't even want our listeners to listen to me, to talk about, this is not your job.
Sure it is.
Your job isn't to let me go
Wrong.
all the reasons that I did something, and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
So what are you supposed to do? Yes,
Well, my
sir.
job is
No,
to ask
sir.
why-
Good job, or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions.
Wow.
Jerry, we're trying to figure out why
You're
the
going to
team-
fire him.
I'm not kidding you. You're not going to figure out what the team is doing right or wrong. If you are, or any 5 or 10 like you, you need to come to this meeting I'm going to today. There are 32 teams here. You're geniuses.
Jerry,
Okay? Y'all really think you're going to sit here with a microphone and tell me all of the things that I've done
Unbelievable.
wrong and without going over
this offseason, you were a shit show.
We both
still are.
Talking to a lot of great fans and a lot of great listeners, and I am.
You don't care about us.
For what happened out there.
What you care about us for? You got $1 billion in the bank.
About what happened Sunday. Now, I'm not talking to these yahoos on the end of this phone.
Oh, now they're yahoos.
Fans that are listening this morning. And we can spend a lot of time going over zigging and zagging.
Just real quick, that's how you get better, Jerry. That's how you correct a mistake. By sticking your head in the sand and doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. This isn't just one off season, though, Sean. This has been a lot of off seasons. Now, I'm not sitting there advocating them to blow their salary cap on old, overpriced players. Never said that. Never, never, never. But you think a Derrick Henry, who wouldn't have costed you a draft pick, he would have costed $10 million in cap space that you could have spread out over a couple years. Think about that. Think Derrick Henry would have helped you? I mean, you may not be winning these games, but you would have a certain amount of run game. He runs hard. He would keep you in games, ball security. So Jerry Jones he's clueless. I'm going to wrap this up, but let's just listen to him a little more.
One of the stupidest things I've ever done that anybody has ever analyzed is buy the Cowboys. It was an idiot that did that. So idiot things can turn into good decisions. Okay? Smart things can turn into bad decisions.
We're talking about a good decision that he made back in 1989. I was a senior in high school, for F's sake. We could talk about that, but we can't talk about the last offseason? Where even people like me, lowly mailman from South Jersey that's got a YouTube channel, knew that they needed a running back. And what did you do? You traded your 4th round draft pick for Trey Lance. Good job, Jerry. Is that what you call doing a good job? FYI, Jerry, if you weren't the owner, you would have been fired a long time ago for the work you've done. Not as a person. You would have been fired for the product and what work you're doing or not doing. You would have been fired. In the immortal words of Donald Trump, you're fired. You would have got fired, Jerry. But you're not going to fire yourself because you're the owner. I've been saying it, and I've been saying it. Let's just listen up real quick and wrap it up.
The facts are that when you make one, you don't really know whether it's going to be good or not at the time. So let's just go ahead. I'm trying to answer your question.
No, you're not.
You want some conversation this morning? You're getting it.
Jerry Jones here on The Fan. Jerry, you worried about fan apathy setting in?
It's already
started. I'm not worried about fan apathy.
You better.
That's all the letters and things I'm getting. That's the last thing from apathy. You're seeing very, very keen, intense.
People are tired of watching shit.
About what we're not doing and concerned about what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that I love this thing.
Fire yourself.
Is because you have that kind of passion.
You can't. You're a control freak.
Passion. And I'm nobody more passionate than our Dallas Cowboy fans.
Oh, you're right about that.
And I'll assure you one thing, and I know you guys know it. I'm not afraid to make decisions. And I can live with anything.
Right. That's enough of Jerry. Basically, he told you what he feels about the average person. They're going to do what they're going to do. He says he cares about the fans, but yet and reading all these letters about what the fans think. What do you think the fans are saying, the people that are watching this video? Hey, Jerry, why did you get Trey Lance? We could have used a running back in the draft. You think we could have used a Braylon Allen that we were talking about, me and Phil and Mark Holmes? You think we were at the draft? That would have been nice. But we didn't have a 4th round pick because we traded it for Trey Lance, who's never going to see the field. I actually thought, okay, you picked Trey Lance up. Whether I like Trey Lance or not, okay, we're not re-signing Dak. We're going to pick up a young quarterback. We're going to start Trey Lance in the interim, take our lumps, and we're going to have this air of excitement because you're going to get some high draft picks and move forward. there's something exciting about that, at least. The whole rebuild. Now, we are rebuilding. Walker Wade, or otherwise known as Wade Walker, well, it's not Wade Walker, but Wade. He says 2025 is a blow-up year. We got too many guys under contract, but I agree. They're going to flip the roster. There's a lot of people on one-year deals, but not the Dak Prescotts, the CeeDee Lambs, the Tyler Smiths, the Cooper Beebes, the Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele might lose his job. I don't know what the cap hit would be. TJ Bass is going to be a part of it. Jake Ferguson's going to be a part of it. Tyler Guyton is going to be a part. That's Jalen Tolbert. I would say Ryan Flournoy. These are all just on the offensive side. Defense, you got Micah. You got I would say the work will be on the defensive side of the ball as much, but you got Diggs, who you just extended for long-term deal. You got to make a decision on a Deron Bland. I don't know that he's going to be here, or maybe you trade Diggs. That's a pot. I think the defensive side is where the major questions are going to be. But people are frustrated. It's okay. But they don't really care because why, people? I'm going to wrap this video up. But why don't the Cowboys care? Why do I think they don't care? Why do I think they don't care what we think, or they don't respect Sean, RJ, Bobby? Why do we think that Jerry doesn't respect them? It's because he hasn't changed what he's done in 25 years. Since they won that Super Bowl in 1995, technically 96, but the 95 football season, what have they done? Not much. They've won 3 playoff games. That's it. Dak's won 2 of those 3. Dak Prescott's won 2 of those 3. I know, people have a problem. I mean, he hasn't played great at times. His offensive line was bad against Detroit. It hadn't been that bad, but it doesn't take a lot. Scheme matters. I think we're having an issue with scheme on both sides of the football. But again, I just want to exit the negative. We got Week 7 football coming up. But just to wrap it up with Jerry, the reason why is because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. They haven't changed what they're doing. They've drafted, and they draft well. But I think, and I don't have this number, but I think the percentage of hitting on your draft picks is somewhere around 45%. Less than 50-50. It's a crapshoot. Now, Dallas can get a little better than that at times, especially with their higher draft picks, but they're nowhere near 100%. That's why you go out into free agency and you get a stud defensive lineman that you're going to have to overpay for in order to fill a hole that you couldn't fill. Instead of sticking Mozzie out there, game in and game out. I don't mind Mozzie being on the team. But to have to be the main guy, to have to deliver game in and game out, and he's hot and cold right now. He'll have a good game, we'll have 2 bad games. He'll have a good game, we'll have 2 bad games. That's not going to get it done. So just look at some of the games. I will stream the game tonight, the Broncos at the Saints. The Saints are 2-4. The Saints have not... Here we go. We'll do this. The Saints have not beat a team since beating us, okay? They have not won a game since coming into AT&T and beating the Cowboys. They haven't. Let's see here. Patriots, Jags. No, that's a London game. Tired of that. Seahawks, Falcons. Okay. We'll see about that. That's actually a good game. Titans, Bills, nah. Bengals, Browns, no. Texans, Packers, that's a good game. So I'm still deciding. I'm going to stream the 1 o'clock games. So I'll stream during the Eagles-Giants game. We'll look at Lions, Vikings, and Texans, Packers, Seahawks, Falcons. That's a good slate of games. I think we'll do the 1 o'clock games. We'll see about the 4 o'clock. I don't think I'm going to go straight through, but, we'll see. Chiefs 49ers is a good game. So, we'll see about that. Jets and Steelers, no desire. Monday Night Football, we'll stream again. So we'll definitely stream tonight. We'll stream the Monday Night Football. We'll make those the channel member Zoom calls. If you want to be a channel member, hit the join button at the top of the screen, or go to my homepage and you will see links, more links. If you hit that, but the blue link that's there, that's a channel member. Anybody that's a channel member goes into a drawing to win an authentic NFL jersey. So during the Super Bowl, we're going to do a drawing in the Super Bowl. I think I'm at like 38, so we lost a couple. So sayonara. But yes, we're at like 38 channel members. So you got a great chance to get in and get yourself a jersey. So become a mailhead. That's what we call it, the mailhead crew. We do multiple Zoom calls a week where you Zoom in and be a part of the show. I do shout outs on my morning videos and other videos. Vinny Hagen, still waiting on your shirt, brother. Hopefully I'll get it today. Hopefully I can get it out in the mail by tomorrow, but we'll see. I'll stay tuned. Everybody who has a shirt coming, I had ordered some stuff and waiting for it to get here. Hopefully by today, tomorrow. So you should have it by the weekend, I would imagine. But that's it, everybody. 32-minute video. I went a little long, but I just wanted to put a bow on the whole Jerry Jones thing. Listen, at the end of the day, and let me do this here. At the end of the day, we just want Dallas Cowboys to have it, in our minds, have a chance to win the ultimate game. Right now, us Cowboys fans don't believe that. But I'm not willing to chalk up the season, especially in this division. It's not like there's a lot of jark. There's a perfect team right now. Looking at the standings, right now it says the Commanders, but like I said, they haven't beaten a team with more than one win. They're sitting there a game ahead of us at 4-2, and we still play them twice. Eagles are 3-2. We're 3-3. Giants are 2-4. We've already beat the Giants. Us and the Commanders are the only two teams that have a divisional win. So, again, as bad as it looks for the Cowboys, just know they have a lot of the talent. They do. They can put up numbers fast on offense and defense. They just need to get their act together. And they have a tough road to hoe coming, but I think they could do it. So, listen, just remember. Late.
Kind of hot in these rhinos.